Hey everyone, I'm at Settepani in Harlem, New York City, and I'm starting off with this Italian soda. It's called She Bites, and it's lemon, lime, and Italian soda. And then I'm also starting off with the eggplant parmesan. It's 3 layers. See the melted cheese on top. So She Bites does have kind of a biting, citrusy flavor. It doesn't taste like cheap soda you'd get in a grocery store. This definitely has like a strong citrus flavor. I'm also trying an appetizer that's not on the regular menu. So these are veal meatballs, little half cherry tomatoes, and it's on top of zucchini, and there's a bed of arugula in the middle. So I like the fact that the eggplant is not like drowning in sauce. And then also what I want to say about the other appetizer is I don't usually order meatballs. I thought it was a good little mix there. Now I'm trying a couple of the entrees. So the first one I'm trying is the one that I decided I was going to order while I was in the 2 train on my way up here. This is the octopus tomato sauce over a large serving of couscous. But then something else jumped out on the specials menu, which is right here. So this happens a lot when dining. You see things on the specials menu that kind of change your preconceived notions of what you thought was going to be good. So this here is Lumache. I hope I'm saying this right because I've never had this cut of pasta. It's like kind of like a shell almost. And it's got clams, calamari, and it looks like the sauce is maybe something similar to linguine with white clam sauce, but I'll find out in a minute. So I just tried 2 entrees. I want to say about the octopus one, it was extremely tender. You almost could have cut it with a fork. But what really stood out the most was the other entree, the special pasta dish. So it was not like the white clam sauce that I was thinking when I looked at it. It was actually a red pepper basil sauce, and it was good to the point where you would want to eat it like a soup. The pasta was prepared al dente, and you know the clams were fresh, the calamari, and it was one of the best dishes I've had this year. All right, now I'm here with Bilena, who's 2nd generation in her family's business, and she's brought out a Margarita pizza. Now, you're calling this Roman style.
I wouldn't say it's kind of our version of a, I don't know, it's my dad's favorite way of making pizza, and that's what it is. It's not following a specific style, it's the Settepani style. The dough is nice and crunchy on the bottom, it's fluffy, and it's delicious.
Okay, so the crust I could see is a little bit firm. Could you take a piece off and
yes, of course.
Kind of show us?
You want to lift it up higher.
Yeah, the crust is on the firmer side.
There's just a nice little crunch when you flip it.
And is it a coal? What kind of oven is it?
So it's an electric oven.
Okay.
We are in an old building, so it's an electric oven. And Margarita, you can never go wrong with the classics. Would you like to have a slice?
I would, yes. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
So, all right, so you got the olive oil drizzled on top. And I'm just trying to make up the sauce. The sauce is like a little bit sweet more than tangy, but it's not super sweet. What's going on with the sauce?
So our sauce, it's just a simple tomato passata. So there's nothing to it. It's just tomato puree, a passata di pomodoro. We use San Marzano tomatoes.
And those have the most flavor.
Yeah, so they're nice and flavorful. And then we make that, and then we cook it when it goes into the oven there's only salt, olive oil, a little bit of pepper in the sauce, and tomatoes.
Perfect.
That's the juicy part of the sauce.
All right, well, this is delicious. But I wanted to also ask you another question. Your name means 7 doughs or something like that, or 7...
My name, so my family's business is called Settepani, which is also my last name. And Settepani means 7 breads. So I like to say enough bread for the week.
Okay, yeah, one for every day of the week. All right, well, thank you very much.
Things are coming.
All right, I think we're kind of doing things backwards here because we're ending with an appetizer.
Panelle.
And it's your favorite. Now, you said that with some excitement. Why?
It's so good. So this right here, it's typical Palermitana street food. So my family comes from Palermo, which is the capital of Sicily. We actually come from a small town right outside. And this you can get at the market, and they scream in the street. They say, "Pane, panelle!" And it's great. But this is very delicious.
The lemon?
The chickpea fritter. So
okay,
panelle,
this is a chickpea fritter.
Yeah, so basically this is a poor man's dish. It's from back in the day. Palermo, it's not a very wealthy area. And this is just something that's filling and delicious, especially when it's hot. I'm going to put a little bit of lemon because that's how it's best enjoyed.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sicily is getting kicked by the boot if you look on a map, right?
Yes, I guess. But it's the better part of Italy.
Okay. All right, well, I'm looking forward to trying this.
I'm sorry for getting lemon on
So
me.
you have to eat this like hot, is that what,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so let's
So it's
try
best
it.
hot. All right, cheers.
You want to cheers again? All right.
They're interesting if you've never had them before. Right?
Yeah, like, so it's chickpea on the inside, and it's like, what is it fried in olive oil? Or?
In olive oil. So basically,
Okay.
it's a chickpea flour, water, parsley, salt, pepper. You mix it until it almost becomes like a paste. Kind of the idea is like, I don't know, polenta or something. But it comes a paste. You don't want it to get too hard. You take it out and you make it cold, and then you slice it in whatever shape you'd like.
I think that's the best way I could. That's the best thing I can compare it to, since I never had it, is polenta. I don't know. Yeah. So.
Did you like it?
Yeah. No. This is really interesting. I would order this again, but I just want to mention real quick. I'm probably butchering the name, but that pasta dish.
The lumache?
Yes. So that is something like worth getting in a plane for. Like you should really add that to the menu. And the sauce, I wanted to like eat it with a spoon.
The sauce is really good. The peppers are, it's a pesto. It's a pepper pesto. That's
I was thinking, is this like a white clam sauce? But then I look closer at the menu and it's not.
Yeah, no, it's the peppers. So, we like to use the ingredients that we have when we're making it special. So we happen to have a lot of peppers left over from our caponata or from different things that we have on our menu. And yeah, we just made a pepper pesto with some clams, some lumache. And what I like about it is that I tried the sauce, and it's great on bread, which is silly, but it's a great, when you're done eating a pasta dish and having that little scarpetto and you scrape up the sauce, it's my favorite part of eating pasta. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Maybe we'll add it just for you.
Okay, now, if you sold that sauce by the jar, I would get one to go. Settepani is also a bakery in Brooklyn, and many of the items that are there are also available up here in Harlem. So this is handmade marzipan. They have some different shapes because Halloween is coming up. The cakes are all on display. You see them as soon as you enter the restaurant from Malcolm X Boulevard. And now I want to mention, you're a pastry chef. So you said we were going to try one of your favorite desserts next.
So we're going to try 2 different desserts.
Okay.
Starting off with our homemade tiramisu. I'm saying homemade, but everything is made in-house. This is our chocolate flourless cake. And then this is our homemade gelato. I chose vanilla because vanilla and chocolate are a match made in heaven. And then last but not least, this is called frutta mattorana, also known as marzipan. It's supposed to look like fruit, but it is not fruit. It's made out of almond paste, and it's delicious, and I made them.
So we got 4 desserts on the table. Which one should I try first?
I think you should probably start with the classic which is this delicious tiramisu. We make our tiramisu two different ways that we have. We offer two different ways of trying tiramisu. This is our classic tiramisu.
Okay.
Let me know what you think.
I don't like when it's runny, so this is perfect. It's not too runny. And it's like, I want to say like I'm really tasting, thank you. I'm really like tasting I guess that would be mascarpone cheese?
Yes, there's mascarpone. Do you
Okay.
taste that our ladyfingers are homemade? So they're very like fluffy.
They are. Would airy be a good word?
Airy is a great word.
Okay. Now, what should I try next?
I think up next we should go to the chocolate flourless cake.
All right, and why should we try flourless cake instead of regular chocolate
So
cake?
we have a lot of different cakes. I also have a chocolate cake if you'd like to try it. But
Okay.
I chose the flourless cake because it's an item that never disappears from our menu for a few different reasons. One is because it's important for us to have something for everyone. So we do understand that people have intolerances. So this is something for people who can't have flour.
Now, before I bite into it, it feels and looks extremely dense. Is flourless chocolate cake more dense?
It's usually very dense. It's like a mousse. It just like melts in your mouth. Which is why we're going to follow it up with our homemade vanilla gelato.
Okay. Yeah, I saw when I walked in here, you have like 6 little, I don't know what you call those, like little
Displays,
vats.
yeah.
For the gelato. Okay. So, vanilla, and you said vanilla to offset the chocolate, right?
It's a
And I
great
like this.
balance. Like our
See?
little ceramic. So it's a vanilla bean gelato.
Okay. All right. I have a question for you.
Yes.
I think the chocolate cake is my favorite so far.
Okay.
Do people ever eat them together?
Yes.
Okay.
People say like, can I have it a la mode? And we just add a scoop. And we give you the choice of whatever gelato flavor we have that you'd like to try. We rotate our flavors. We always have vanilla, and we also have amarena cherry is always in our showcase because it's my mother's favorite. But then we also have we have a sorbet right now. We rotate, we like to have fun with it.
Okay. Now, I call it marzipan, but you said like this really cool sounding word.
So in Sicily, we call this la frutta martorana. So this is marzipan fruit.
Okay.
So this is an orange and this is a strawberry. I also have different fun shapes today. We have ghosts, we have pumpkins.
2 days from Halloween.
Yeah. We have carrots, we have peppers, sometimes we have bananas. I don't think we have any more. We have garlic. Garlic we made to keep away the vampires.
Oh, okay.
In the theme of how, we like to have fun with it, But this is a typical Sicilian treat. It was invented by the nuns in a convent in Palermo to fool a visitor. So they made orange out of marzipan. This was the original. And they made it to look like the oranges that were not on the trees to fool their visitor and said yeah, we have oranges, even though they didn't.
Now, by the way, are you saying the Sicilians invented what we know as marzipan?
I don't know.
Okay.
But,
All right.
I mean, if the shoe fits.
Okay. So, are these going to be the same flavor?
They taste exactly the same. They're just
All right.
different shapes.
I'm going to try the orange.
Isn't the orange cute?
Yes, it is.
Show the other.
Do I eat the leaf?
No, the leaf is not edible.
Okay. I like how it's soft. It doesn't have any hardness to it. I'm still going to say the chocolate cake is my favorite out of the 4.
We have a lot of other options, so if you still have room for more, I have red velvet cake, I have carrot cake, I have a pistachio cake, I have a chocolate cake, I have almondine tarts, so I have an apricot almondine tart, raspberry pear almondine tart, chocolate pear almondine tart, apple tart. It's pie season, so we have a bunch of different pies available. We also have our cannolis, which are very popular.
Sicilian dessert.
Yeah.
Okay, so one other thing. I want to thank you for letting me try all these. Your parents have a really interesting story. Your dad is from Sicily, but your mom is from East Africa, and they started this business together?
They started this location together. My father immigrated from a small town in Sicily in the 70s, and when he ended up in New York with his parents, his family, he ended up in a neighborhood called Williamsburg, Brooklyn, which is where we have our other location, which is just a bakery. It is a wholesale/retail bakery. But when he ended up in Williamsburg, my grandmother was very worried about them after school and said, we need to find you a place to go after school. Because she was, the story of an immigrant. They just moved here. It wasn't the best neighborhood, and she was worried about my father's safety. So found a place, a bakery. So my dad, every day after school, went to a bakery, worked there, and when my grandmother found them this job, he said, hey, I don't care how much you pay them. Just, they need a place that I know they're going to be safe because I'm working. And that's kind of the start. Then my dad went to NYU. He did not want to be a baker. We call him the reluctant chef. And he opened up a bakery that was in the heart of the village. It was a very popular Italian bakery, and then in 10 years they outgrew that space, which is when they bought a location in Brooklyn, which we still have today. And when you go in there, you need to come visit me there. It's a whole different vibe. It's a lot of fun.
Is it on Graham Avenue?
No, it's on Larmer Street.
I should remember that.
Yeah,
okay.
It's right off the L train. It's my favorite place in the world because it's nothing fancy. If you go there with something nice, you will get dirty. But if you come visit me, I will also put you to work. So come ready to get your hands dirty.
That might make a more interesting video than me eating like 7 or 8 courses or whatever I've had here. Me baking.
That would be fun.
All right.
And then my mother, she was born in Ethiopia. Her parents are Eritrean, from Eritrea, and during the revolution they moved to America. It was a very sad story because my mom and all of her siblings were separated. They ended up reconnecting, not knowing if they would ever see each other again. They reconnected in New York. My mother's roommate used to always go to my dad's bakery. And so that's kind of how my mom knew him. And one day she was running to a meeting or whatever, and she bumped into my dad in the side of the road, and his car broke down. And my mom was like, oh, I know you. You're the guy from the bakery. Are you okay? And my dad was like, yeah, I'm okay. My car broke down. And she felt bad. She said, is there any way I can help? And he said, unless you can fix cars, like, no. And he said, well, there's one way you can help. Here's my card. Give me a call. You'll probably never call me, but give me a call. And my mom felt bad, and she was on her way on a trip. So when she got back, she called him. And the rest is history, and I'm here. I also have a little brother.
So you're the older of the two?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, we're on 120th, so we're between the 125th and 116th stops on the 2-3 line. 123 line, easy to get here. The bakery, like she said, is off of the Lorimer Street stop in Brooklyn.
On the L train.
On the L train, and I hope you'll get to visit.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed everything and that you're not leaving on an empty stomach.
Just make sure you put that pasta dish on the menu.
Okay.
Full time.
I'll call it the Brian.
All right. Grazie. Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. I got more trips coming up soon. I got Seattle, Buffalo, New York, Fort Lauderdale. I have my first trip to Wisconsin in 17 years in the works, and I look forward to sharing more videos with you soon.